Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're back again for our Sunday evening treat with the Sunday Cup. And what is the Sunday Cup, I hear you ask? Well, the Sunday Cup. The Virtual Racers Club would like to introduce a series of one-off events for Sunday evening, hosted by VRC Thingamajig. The format will be 3 sprint races around 10 minutes in length, with a 5-minute qualifying before each sprint. Every week it will be a different car and track. The Sunday Cup is to emulate all those amateur race enthusiasts that turn up in their own vehicle to race each other. So we will be using production N-Class cars, but we will be allowing tuning so we can use the better gearbox. This is purely for the love of racing, no points, no table, just 3 sprint races, 3 opportunities to win. And this next meet we are using the Renault Sport Clio V6 24V 2000 at Sardinia Road Track C. We raced with racing soft tyres, and the brake horsepower was 229 and the weight was 1,335 kilograms. So without further ado, I don't think there's anything else to tell you. I've got no tables. It's really weird because I've got no tables or anything to read out to you. We can have a quick look at the grid. Let's have a look, shall we? So for the first qualifying, IR Graham on pole with Bunting in second place, Shuren in third, Simex now looking like he drives for Team 13 also in fourth, Rivixter in fifth. So great stuff from Rivixter there. Thingamajig in sixth spot. Jokus, who recently looked like he joined Team 13, in seventh. And Ragnar for Team 13. 4 Team 13s in this race we've got. It's cracking stuff. I love it. So Ragnar in eighth, and Gesty just getting into the room, I believe. The lobby just before qualifying. He's in ninth, so playing catch up from the beginning. So we'll get back to that, and then we'll start this race. The first race here at Sardinia C, Road Track C, in the little Renault Clios. And sit back and enjoy. Here we go. So we're sat watching IR Graham versus Bunting on the front row. Shuren just sat there behind him in third. They're off. There's some movement there. You can see Thingamajigs jumped up into fourth. We've got a bit of an issue there. Oh, I don't think Bunting started. I don't think he was ready. Sorry, yeah, it looks like Bunting was not even ready. So IR Graham leading from Shuren. Simex up into third. Jokus has made a huge leap up into fourth. Now with Gesty also from the back up into fifth, Thingamajig down in sixth, with Rivixter in seventh, Ragnar a little bit further back in eighth, and Bunting, he's finally got himself going. He's giving them a head start is what he is. So IR Graham leading them around from Shuren. As they come around, Simex there in third place for Team 13. And Jokus there fourth, so Team 13 second, third and fourth at the moment. Gesty up into fifth, but Thingamajig starting to hassle him. No, Thingamajig, he's lost the back end, it looks like, and Thingamajig is in the wall. So Ragnar comes around up into seventh spot, and Rivixter also grabbing that place, is it? Yeah, Thingamajig still not go. Oh, and Thingamajig giving Rivixter a little clout as he gets back onto the track. Naughty. And Bunting still playing catch up, but that's going to have helped him. IR Graham ahead of Shuren with Simex, but Jokus under threat now from Gesty having a look around the back of that Clio, and he fancies it, does Gesty has looked absolutely superb in these Sunday Cups. First one was the Mini Coopers, then we had the Golf Mark 1. Whoa, Gesty just hanging it out around that corner. Gives Jokus, though, a little bit of leanway, a little bit of breathing space. Simex there in third, chasing Shuren down. Who is chasing down? IR Graham. IR Graham absolutely in a league of his own. So we saw Gesty, then we've got Rivixter in sixth spot. That banner is such a pain. And Ragnar in seventh. Thingamajig Still ahead of iBunting. I don't want to go to iBunting because I want to see that. There you go, iBunting in 9th. He's still some way off of Thingamajig at the moment. So IR Graham, he got the fastest lap on the he got the fastest lap on the first lap with a 101.8. He's lost it. He's lost the car. IR Graham lost the car in the first corner. Sharon takes the lead with Simex second. Joker's moving up into third, and Guesty just getting around IR Graham there in 5th place. And Rivixter, he's not quite close enough. Quite a big gap from Rivixter to IR Graham. Ragnar then trying to play catch up with a Rivixter, and Thingamajig there is trying to play catch up also, and iBunting also playing catch up. Everyone playing catch ups at the back, okay? They're in the same game. So Sharon taking the lead. Simex IR Graham getting past a Guesty, so he's up to 3rd already after his small mistake. We don't often see him from IR Graham, so it's nice to see. Should have done a replay. Captured the moment. So Guesty trying to grab a toe off of that Clio in front of him. As IR Graham chases down the 2 Team 13 drivers. Further back, Jokus, was he not? Jokus, oh sorry, Jokus seems to have had an issue. Let me just, it was a while ago, wasn't it, I bet. Oh my god, there it is. So Jokus, he was in 3rd. He was in 3rd, this was eating it out just a little bit too much. He asked too much from that little Clio. And that is Jokus dropping down into 5th place. In that space between him and Rivixter. Rivixter on a blinder at the moment, a 102.9 from him, a Ragnar a 110.8, Thingamajig a 104.6 last time around. So Sharon just crossing the line, he's managing a 102s, a 102.2 with Simex following him in a 102.9. IR Graham now up into 3rd. We saw he had an off that lap, so a 109 from him, but Guesty a 105. So Guesty, we saw him hanging it out in one of those corners. Guesty, he's trying to make up ground there in the front. Jokus, we saw him having a small off. Rivixter a 102.4, great lap time from Rivixter. Ragnar a 104.6. Thingamajig looking like he's getting closer, a 103.4 from Thingamajig. iBunting a 103.9. The last time around he's pushing, he's trying to catch up the stragglers, whilst Sharon there leading away. Brilliant stuff. And Simex in 2nd place. He looks like the most recent recruit for Team 13. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with. They are in the Sunday Cup. There is IR Graham in 3rd spot. He's still got the fastest lap from lap 2 with a 101.846, so we know he's very fast, but can he catch the 2 up ahead? It's only a 10-minute race and we're nearly halfway through. And Guesty a 102.9 from Guesty last time around. He's just losing touch with IR Graham there, but he's way ahead of Jokus. Rivixter, he's in a nice bit of space. He looks like he's catching up Jokus, you know. Rivixter a 102.4 from Rivixter last time around. Jokus a 103.6, so it does look like Jokus under threat from the BP Renault. It's cracking stuff. Thingamajig a 103.5 last time around from him. He's got himself ahead of Ragnar. Ragnar a 111.3, so Ragnar dropping back. It's just not his track, not his car, no. Oh, that's iBunting now, catching up with Ragnar. iBunting, I bet he didn't think he was going to see another car. Look at how bashed he is at the back, where everyone drove into him in the grid. And now he is absolutely hanging that Renault out, sliding it around the corners, going faster than he's gone to try and catch up with Ragnar. He's right on his tail now. We'll stick with this for a bit. See if iBunting can get past Ragnar. He's up his inside in the final corner down the straight. He's done it. And Ragnar is going to sit back into his toe. See if he can come back at him in the first corner. I think Jokus there in 5th. Did we say he was... Rivixter was catching Jokus, wasn't it? We've got to keep an eye on. But there, ooh, it looked like Ragnar trying to come back, but Ragnar he just can't get that accelerator down out of the corners, and he's lost a bit of time to Bunting there. There we go. Oh, something's going on. Guesty's moved. Flick back a few times. Oh dear, poor Guesty. It looks like he's succumbed to that solid bit of barrier that sticks out. Oh, he slides through that corner. He's loving it. And there he goes. He's just caught it. Spun the car around, and Joker's there, who's got Rivixter catching him. So these three all coming together at once, and Joker's is past. A recovering Guesty. Guesty still trying to get his car back under control, and Rivixter now up into 5th place as he chases Joker's down. Great racing here, absolutely fantastic. Suren leading the way, a 103.027 for him. Simex now under threat from IR Graham. IR Graham's caught him up. Simex a 103.064 last time around. And there goes IR Graham into the first corner. He got the fastest lap last time around with a 101.685. There's no one can hold a candle to IR Graham in these Renault Clios. He is absolutely on fire. Joker's then holding on to that 4th from Rivixter. Rivixter's really close with Guesty there in 6th place. Thingamajig too far back to get involved. 7 minutes into this. Oh no, it's not a timed race. I keep getting that mixed up. 7 laps. And they're on the 7th lap. And they're all fighting. They're all fighting. Whoa, Joker's hanging it right out there. Rivixter. And there is Guesty. All locked in that little battle. Graham, can he catch up Suren? He's catching up Suren. Suren with these 103s. What can he do this lap? He's done a 102.4. He knows he's going to have to pick up that pace with a flying IR Graham, a 101 again. And Simex there in 3rd. Joker's clinging on to that 4th with Rivixter right on his tail. Guesty just some way a little bit behind them, hoping these two get into it a little bit so he can get onto the back of them. And there it looks like Rivixter is having a look. Rivixter, he's going for the move. He's going for the move. Can he make it stick? Oh yes, Rivixter, cracking little move there in the little Renault Clio. Beautiful stuff. Rivixter up into 4th. Joker's now in 5th, and he's under threat from Guesty. Joker's at the moment, he's a 103.4 that last time around, and Guesty did a 103.1. Oh, I thought Rivixter was going out wide there, but he's not. This is great stuff from Rivixter. Joker's now. He's coming back at Rivixter. It does look like I saw Rivixter sliding a little bit. He's lost a little play time to Joker's, and now Joker's looking up the inside of the final corner, but he can't get it to stick. He's trying to get that car around, and that gives Guesty the opportunity. It's giving Guesty now the opportunity to sit right on the back of that Team 13 car to try and make a move into the first corner. IR Graham has taken the lead. Sorry. Oh god, he took his lead a while ago. Yeah, he comes up, it's 2nd spot. And oh, Suren made a mistake. He went off wide, and that is a gift to IR Graham. And Simex looks like he's coming around. Can Simex do anything about it? Suren's going quite slowly through this set of corners, and there goes Simex around the outside. Team 13 on Team 13, and it's beautiful, respectful racing there. And Simex up into 2nd. Can Suren come back at his fellow teammate? He's looking like he's got a better drive out that final corner. So Simex under threat from Suren as they come down the straight. IR Graham has bolted. He has gone. And now Suren having a look for the inside line as they come up to the final corner. Simex, he's already down. Oh, they're there side by side. And Suren does it. Back up into 2nd. Can Simex do anything about that? They're having a glorious battle here for Team 13. Rivixter still in 4th. Joker's 5th. No, I take that back, because Guesty just got ahead of Joker's. It looks like these two are in an absolute cracking little battle. As this is the moment when we saw Suren and Simex swapping places. We see Joker's and Guesty coming across each other. Guesty up the inside, similar to what Suren pulled on Simex. Can he make it stick? Joker's coming back around the outside, and Joker's back up into 5th place. Brilliant stuff here. Brilliant racing from everyone. Cracking stuff. I love it. Brilliant. So, Guesty right on the tail of Jokus. Thingamajig, he's spread out now, he's quite far back from these guys. 103.1, a 103.0. iBunting chasing after a 102.4 from iBunting, a 102.5, so he is catching Thingamajig. Can he catch him? Oh, there's only 20 seconds left of the race. And there is a Ragnar. He's just been lapped by IR Graham. There comes IR Graham now. He's just crossed the line to start the final lap. Shiren just ahead of his teammates, Cymex. Brilliant racing from these two. Rivixter, an absolute legend in this race. Guesty and Joker still cracking on in the final lap. They haven't decided, 5th and 6th between the two of them. Guesty doing his fastest lap the last time around, a 102.690. IR Graham though, he must be coming up to near the final corner. Untouchable today is IR Graham in this first race with his 101.6. I don't think anyone else has got it into the 101s. Everyone's 102s at best. And here he comes, IR Graham, to take the win. Beautiful stuff. Shiren then in second place ahead of Cymex. Oh, Shiren got ahead of Cymex. Yeah, we saw it. Rivixter coming across the line in 4th. Brilliant stuff from Rivixter. For 4th place, Jokus just ahead of Guesty. Oh, Jokus got ahead of it, Guesty in the end. Guesty in 6th and Thingamajig only just ahead of iBunting in the end in 7th. Hoo-wee. So there is your man, the winner, IR Graham, with a 101.659, and almost every lap was in the 101. So IR Graham absolutely flying in the Renault Clio. And I don't know if I've already said this or I thought it during the race, where it just looks like he's gone Sunday shopping. He's gone to get the shopping in. He's took a left turn instead of a right, and he's found himself on a racetrack. I don't want anything, Alexa. I saw her lighting up when I said shopping. Shiren then, ooh, got an absolute cracking 2nd place. He was leading for a while there. We saw him make a small mistake going out wide, giving IR Graham the lead, and Cymex getting up in ahead of Shiren, but then Shiren pulling a great move into the first corner on Cymex to take 2nd place. Cymex finishing in 3rd, the newest member, I'm guessing. We've not seen any announcements. They don't make announcements about their, well, I suppose they may have somewhere they make announcements, but I haven't seen any in the VRC. But it looks like Cymex has joined Team 13, and what a great addition. And he gets 3rd place. Take a boo, my son. 4th, Rivixter. What a cracking race Rivixter had in this race. There you go. That's about as good as it's going to get. Up into 4th, fought his way through. I think he was right at the back near the beginning, and he made his way through. Got past a few people, and got himself up into 4th spot. Fantastic. Made a great move. Who would he make a great move on? Was it Jokus? I think so. I can't remember now, but somewhere along there was a great move made. Jokas, there you go, that's a bit better. For Team 13, finishing in 5th place, having an absolute, well, he was up there, wasn't he? He was up there with the other guys in 3rd. Saw him making a bit of a mistake, dropping down. He's finished 5th place ahead of Guesty after having an absolute amazing battle with Guesty, who finished in 6th today. Thingamajig managing 7th place, but I think by the look of people falling off the road more so than anything else. Bunting, can we get a better shot? No, that is the shot for iBunting. Looks like he stalled on the grid, but as soon as he got going, man alive, did he get going? A 102.0, so he was close to the ones. I haven't looked at their lap time, sorry guys. Shiren a 102.2, Cymex a 102.6, Rivixter a 102.1, he was close to the 101s. Jokus a 102.9, Guesty a 102.6, Thingamajig a 103.0, you joke. iBunting a 102.0, And Ragnar at 104.6 was not Ragnar's car today, and he finished in 9th. Crack on then. So who didn't cross the line? It was Bunting. We'll let him have the glory of that 8th spot, and then we'll move on to the next race. There he goes. Awesome. So race 2 goes a little bit like this. Don't forget, VRC, get in our Discord through the website www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. They're signing up all the time. There's so much stuff in the sign up at the moment, but I don't know if it's hidden, so I don't know whether or not to say it, because it's got kind of approximate dates, so I'm scared to read out what's in the sign up, because I'm not sure who can see it and who can't, and I don't want to drop any bombs without them being announced. So there's the grid. Bunting this time getting pole, Suren getting 2nd, Rivixter getting 3rd, Joker's getting 4th, Guesty getting 5th, Thingamajig getting 6th, Simex 7th, and IR Graham in 8th. There's a 9th person as well. Is a Ragnar. There you go. So we're looking at the grid for the second race. That is a Bobbins camera angle, but there is no other camera angle of the start unless we get on board, and it looks like Rivixter not having a great start there. Suren and Bunting. Looks like Suren's just edged himself ahead of Bunting. Joker's in 3rd. No, he's lost it to Guesty. Guesty up into 3rd. He's got that inside line on Joker's, but Joker's around the outside. Joker's up to 3rd now. So Suren leading from Bunting. Joker's in 3rd spot with Guesty in 4th ahead of Simex. Then there is Ragnar for Team 13. 7th for IR Graham. He's already got himself ahead of Thingamajig and Rivixter, dropping down the order into last spot. And there's Thingamajig's going out wide. Thingamajig going out wide there, giving Rivixter half an opportunity to come back at the GoPro Renault Clio. And Ragnar just ahead of those guys, and they're coming into the final corner. Suren leading from Bunting now. Joker's there in 3rd still. Simex 4th. Guesty is 5th. So Simex somehow has got past a Guesty with IR Graham right on Guesty's tail. IR Graham slicing through the field. Ragnar in 7th ahead of Thingamajig, who's dropped Rivixter a little bit there, but not much. Suren leading from Bunting, but Bunting's got a lot of pressure from Joker's. Joker's really laying it on Bunting right now, with Simex very close behind these two. IR Graham now up into 5th ahead of Guesty, and Ragnar in 7th, Thingamajig in 8th, Rivixter in 9th. The battle is here between Team 13, Joker's and Simex. Bunting's pulled away from Joker's now, so Joker's under threat from Simex, on board with Simex's Clio, in 4th as we're ahead of IR Graham as they're coming into that final corner. Absolute blast of a corner if you get it right, and that is super stuff there from Simex, sitting on the back of Joker's. But he has got IR Graham sitting really close behind. It's a close call. Get on board with IR Graham then. I reckon that's where the move's going to come. So Suren leading from Bunting. No, looks like Joker's is making a move on Bunting, and Joker's makes it stick at the same time. No, they're side by side is IR Graham and Simex. So IR Graham not quite making it stick there, and Bunting and Joker's, they're the ones battling it out. Great move there. Joker's just making a move up the side of Bunting into the first corner. Bunting getting it back. They're going through the corners sideways. Joker's is out wide. He's up alongside Bunting as they come down the hill, and there you go. Joker's up into 2nd spot. Bunting looks like he's going to get a better drive out. That bloody sign. Simex there still in 4th ahead of IR Graham, with Guesty in 6th. Thingamajig now has got Rivixter for company, and T Ragnar has dropped back from these guys, and there is Thingamajig trying to fend off Rivixter. Rivixter getting a better drive through the final corner. Thingamajig's going to be a sitting duck down the straight, but Rivixter tucking in behind for the toe as he chases him down. My word, Suren leading from Joker's. Bunting in 3rd place, and Thingamajig, he's trying to keep Rivixter off. Rivixter's looking up the inside. He's late on the brakes, and there goes Rivixter up the inside of Thingamajig, and nothing Thingamajig can do now. That was a great move from Rivixter up into 7th now from the back of the pack. But they're quite a way away, the rest of the guys. There is Shiren leading them around. Jokers is out wide. Oh, Jokers, it's the same place, isn't it? No, iBunting there in 2nd now with IR Graham up into 3rd. Cymex in 4th spot. Guesty now going up into 5th, and he's very close to Cymex. And there Jokers has got going again just ahead of Rivixter. So that's going to be Rivixter's next target. And Thingamajig just trying to cling on to the back of that BP Clio at the moment. Ragnar sitting in last place. Shiren crossing the line, then a 102.5 from Shiren that time around. IR Graham a 102.3, but he's got iBunting. Oh, he's got past iBunting down the straight, I think. But he's iBunting coming back at IR Graham. He's going to try, but no, we're nearly halfway through. 4.5 minutes into this. It's not that, it's lap 5. I keep thinking it's time. I get myself mixed up. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we're on lap 5 now of 10. Cymex just ahead of Guesty. Guesty a 102.1. Last time around, Guesty finding his rhythm around Sardinia here in 5th. All over the back of Cymex. We're sat on board with Guesty. Ooh, car sliding from him. Shiren leading from IR Graham with iBunting in 3rd spot, and there it looks like Guesty getting a better drive through the corner than Cymex. He's up alongside as they go down the straight, and that is Guesty up into 4th spot. Brilliant move from Guesty. Cymex just took it in behind for the toe to try and make a move into the first corner. Can he do it? iBunting still fighting with IR Graham, a 102.2 from iBunting. Oh no, Shiren's had a big one. Shiren has had a huge one going into the first corner. He's gone out wide, and the back end has just gone away from him, and oh my word, IR Graham gifted again. 2nd race in a row. iBunting up into 2nd. Guesty now moving up into a podium position with Cymex, the lead Team 13 car, now out there. Jokers in 5th with Shiren now rejoining in 6th, just ahead of Rivixter. Rivixter can see all these places lining up for him just ahead, and there is Thingamajig. Couldn't keep hold of the back of Rivixter. He did a 103.1 last time around. Rivixter doing a 103.0. So Rivixter on a flyer at the moment, chasing down Shiren, the ex-leader of this race. Rivixter really out wide in that corner to try and get the drive down this, and he's getting it. He's getting a good drive on Shiren. Meanwhile, IR Graham a 101.6 that last time around. iBunting a 102.7. Guesty in 3rd, a 102.2. He's faster than iBunting at the moment, but he's got Cymex a 102.8 chasing him down. Joker's there in 5th place, not far behind these guys, with Shiren just ahead of Rivixter. Rivixter really on a push. Rivixter 102.6 the last lap around. He's dropped Thingamajig. He's out of it now, and Ragnar is some way behind Thingamajig. But yes, Rivixter all over up in Shiren's business, on board with Rivixter right now as he chases down the Team 13 Polish driver. Whilst IR Graham leading from iBunting and Guesty in 3rd. What a great podium that looks. And there it looks like, oh, Shiren out wide in that corner. Rivixter getting really close up behind him down the start straight. Can Rivixter make a move into the first corner for P6? He's having a look. There we see, they're side by side, a little paint swap. But Rivixter remains in 7th, and Shiren survives. But is Rivixter coming again? No. So we'll have a quick look through. IR Graham. Oh no, iBunting. We just caught iBunting losing the back end of his car coming around that corner. I've only flipped back because it looked awesome. Sorry, iBunting. Painful for you, but brilliant for us. So there's iBunting just losing the back end of the Clio, and Guesty also in sympathy doing exactly the same. So Simex moving up into second place with everyone trying to slide it through. Joker's getting ahead of Guesty. Oh, Guesty's really dropped it down. Shiren now up into 5th place. Rivixter dropping back a little bit. There's Thingamajig. He's got himself ahead of Guesty. Guesty getting going again just behind Thingamajig. There's 1.5 minutes to go. He might have an opportunity to get back at the VRC driver. Who knows? Leading then IR Graham. Lap 9 of 10, so this lap and one more lap to go. Simex up into second place. I bet he can't believe his luck. And there's Joker's now up into 3rd. He's got himself past iBunting. iBunting dropping second place down to 4th, but he's going to try and get back on that podium. Guesty also on the podium. He missed out as well. Now it's team 13 holding the 2nd and 3rd spot in this race. Shiren, he's still holding it ahead of Rivixter. Thingamajig, he's just dropped back a 103.3 last time around from Thingamajig. Rivixter a 103.3 also, but he's been doing 102s as well, where Thingamajig hasn't even managed a 102 in this race. Guesty all in the 102s except for that big stinking 113. And Ragnar, his best of 104. Ragnar really not finding the rhythm in this car, and now they've started the last lap, a 102.5 from Guesty, chasing down Thingamajig, who did a 103.5. So Thingamajig is going to be under threat near the end of this race. Was Rivixter? Yeah, Rivixter. What happened? Oh my word, Rivixter. I thought I just saw a flash of Rivixter as Thingamajig drove around the corner. So in 6th place, Rivixter chasing down Shiren on the final lap. Rivixter going into the first corner. He's coming in hot. He's gone out wide, and oh, there he goes. And he's just trying to grab that car. And Thingamajig, not all that far behind, grabs a 6th spot, and Guesty moving up in 7th as Rivixter gets going again. Back in 8th. Poor Rivixter. Right at the end. How bitter. So IR Graham leading all those 101s. Absolutely phenomenal stuff from IR Graham. Simex is under pressure from Joker's. Joker's on a little final push in the lap. They're into the final corner. IR Graham just ahead of Simex, and iBunting is coming up. iBunting getting himself into 3rd, and IR Graham is going to cross the line in 1st place, with Simex in 2nd, iBunting in 3rd, Jokers in 4th, Shiren crossing the line in 5th, Thingamajig looking like he's just holding on ahead of Guesty for 6th place, Guesty in 7th. I think we're all right. Rivixter's just coming to the line, I think. Ragnar is still half a lap back, so we'll pause that. Should we pause it? He's quite a way away. So IR Graham takes the win. Absolutely amazing stuff there. 2nd win of the day, I believe. Simex coming around from absolutely nowhere to get that 2nd place. iBunting last minute grabbing 3rd. Take a boo, my son. Jokers, he was trying to grab 2nd off of Simex in the end there. And now I'll pause it because I can see he's on the final straight. So Jokers trying to grab 2nd off Simex, just losing out, and iBunting nipping in there to grab the final podium. Oh gosh. 5th place then for Shiren, unlucky. That's twice that corner's got him, I think, in the last 2 races. So Shiren on the raggedy edge, absolute raggedy edge, pushing that Clio. Thingamajig looking out, getting lucky, with a few people dropping off like Rivixter, Guesty and Ragnar. And Thingamajig coming home in 6th. He's not finding the pace in that Clio. The other guys are. He's not getting those 102s. Guesty, oh, Guesty was banging them in. Oh, Guesty got a 101 in the end. Look at that. A 101.9. The only other person other than IR Graham to get those 101s. So Guesty on an absolute streak. He may have finished in 7th, but He burned hot in that race, apart from one lap. That's unfortunate for Guesty. Looking like a podium for him today. Rivixter also was on a good push until the very final lap. He got caught out. Oh, come on. There you go. That's the best you're going to get. So Rivixter down in 8th. But other than that, he was having a cracking race. And there, Ragnar, he's just not feeling that car today. Finishing in 9th. But he's sticking with it, so you've got to give him that. Fair play. Fair play to you, Ragnar. And he comes across the line in 9th spot. And then on to the third and final race of the evening for the Clios. And my word, those Clios do look fun. Wouldn't it be nice if they turned up in a championship? But then I thought that of the Golfs and the Minis, so I've enjoyed all of them. As we're loading up. There we go. Ooh, it's a bit dusky out there. Headlights are on. Here is the grids. iBunting on pole, Guesty in 2nd, Rivixter in 3rd, Shren in 4th, Jokers in 5th, Simex 6th, Ragnar 7th, Thingamajig in 8th, and IR Graham in 9th. And the lights are going to go out any second now. It's such a pants shot. Thanks, GTSport. A long shot is just how you can tell what's going on the grid. So they're off. iBunting looks like he's had a good start. Again, Rivixter dropping down. His start's not so hot. Guesty in 2nd place. Shren in 3rd as they head up to the first corner. The 3 Team 13 guys, look at them. They look cracking all alongside each other. All 3, Ragnar, Simex and Jokers, but they've split now. iBunting leading from Guesty with Shren up into 3rd. Jokers there in 4th. Rivixter managing to come back in 5th. Ragnar in 6th. Simex 7th. IR Graham up into 8th place, and Thingamajig there in his usual place at 9th. Looks like he's having a big off there for Thingamajig. No, someone else. Guesty. Oh no, Guesty again. Has he been caught out sideways in that corner? Guesty in 2nd spot, really coming at iBunting, and he's sideways in that corner. He's coming out wide and he's clipped it again. Poor old Guesty. Oh, Guesty swinging down to the back of the grid while iBunting leads from Shren with Jokers up into 3rd. Rivixter in 4th place fighting with Simex. IR Graham already up into 6th ahead of Ragnar. Thingamajig in 8th ahead of Guesty. And iBunting leading from Shren. The battles are here in the middle of the pack with Jokers, Rivixter, Simex and IR Graham all side by side. Rivixter there just leading from IR Graham, and Simex now tucking in behind Rivixter. IR Graham, can he undercut the both of them into the corner? He's got the inside line as IR Graham. He's late onto the brakes, and there he goes. He's got through, and someone's having an off. Oh, Jokers is having an off. He's got back onto the track, but they're all through. And IR Graham also pulling off a move at the same time. Fantastic racing there from IR Graham. Rivixter still in 4th though, and Simon's still in 5th because Jokers dropped out. Jokers down into 6th with Thingamajig. Thingamajig's got Ragnar and Guesty all over the back of him. And that's a battle and a half down here at the back as well for Thingamajig. Trying to fight off Ragnar. Is side by side. Ragnar's going up the inside of Thingamajig. And Thingamajig's there. Oh, they're both off the road. My God. Thingamajig fighting everything he can. It's not been a great round for him. And oh my Lord, Ragnar's lost it. He's into the wall. Thingamajig sighs a deep breath of relief. Whilst Guesty hunts him down, and Guesty we know is a lot faster. Meanwhile, iBunting is leading from Shren. Shren's closed right up on iBunting. He's got a 101.6 now. They're all getting in the 101s. iBunting then leading from Shren, and there is IR Graham, a 101.8. And Simex in 4th with 103.2. Rivixter in 5th. All these guys have dropped down a bit, or swapped, because wasn't Rivixter in 4th. Thingamajig up into 6th now with Guesty hot on his heels. Guesty having a good close look at that car. So sat on board with Guesty in 7th versus Thingamajig as they come up the hill. Oh, Oh, Guesty losing the back end a little bit in the final corner, but it looks like Thingamajig's outbraked himself and Guesty easy pickings. Well, they're side by side as they go down the straight. Shiren is leading. Oh, iBunting's dropped out now. iBunting, we'll have to go back and have a look at iBunting, see how this ends up between Thingamajig and Guesty, and then we'll have a look at what happened to iBunting. But there you go, Thingamajig still slightly ahead of Guesty. Guesty's pushing like mad to try and get past a Thingamajig. Here they go, he's trying to do it now. It's not quite happening for him. There's no room there, Thingamajig says. Go up the inside. Will you give him the inside line? Oh, Thingamajig's hanging it right out. He's off the road, but they're still there. Oh, they're taking too long. Let's go back and find out what happened to iBunting. We can always go back to those two, can't we? Nutters. So where was it? Oh God, was it that long ago? So there was iBunting in the lead, and he's gone out wide, and oh, he's hit that barrier. He's hit that blooming barrier, hasn't he? And it's got him down into 4th so far. He's got going in 5th, just ahead of that battle we were watching between Thingamajig and Guesty and Joker's. Joker's dropped out some time. I don't know when. But Joker's now down in 8th place, ahead of his teammate Ragnar. Guesty battling with Thingamajig. And that's it, we can see, it looks like Guesty's, no, we saw that, didn't we, as they were going side by side up the straight. Start straight, sorry. iBunting falling into 5th, so Rivixter back up into 4th. Cymex into a podium position. IR Graham in 2nd, closing down on Shiren. Shiren a 102.2, I think. And IR Graham absolutely owning these Clios this evening. Pelting it. Shiren in 1st, sliding it around. No, not again, Shiren, not that same corner. He's caught it this time, but he's still off the road. Scraped the barrier, and there goes IR Graham up into the lead. Shiren in 2nd, Cymex in 3rd. How close is Cymex to his teammate? He's quite a way back. He's got more to worry about from Rivixter. Rivixter on an absolute push tonight. Brilliant stuff from Rivixter. iBunting in 5th. Guesty and Thingamajig still battling, but it looks like Guesty has finally made the move, and Thingamajig has to slip behind. Oh, Guesty locking up, but he's kept it ahead of Thingamajig, and Jokas has caught up with these guys. From whatever ailed him before, he is now pulling it back, and he's catching up Thingamajig. Guesty whizzing past Thingamajig through the corner, and he's dropping him like he's hot. IR Graham leading the way from Shiren in 2nd place, with Cymex now having to battle Rivixter. Rivixter wants a podium. Rivixter coming up the inside of Cymex. Can he make it stick? It's looking good for Rivixter, and he's up into 3rd place. Cymex down to 4th, but he's still there as they're coming down the hill. They're side by side. Rivixter and Cymex, they're trading paint, they're battling hard, and Rivixter up into 3rd place with Cymex down into 4th. Cymex trying to go for a late break up the inside of Rivixter, but Rivixter's got it covered off, and Rivixter remains in 3rd place as they come around to complete lap 5 and start lap 6. Brilliant stuff from Rivixter ahead of Cymex. Brilliant. IR Graham then leading ahead of Shiren, 107, 101.7 last time around from IR Graham. Shiren a 103.064, Rivixter a 103.610, Cymex a 104.840, iBunting did a 102.6, so he's going to be catching Cymex up any minute now. Guesty there flying, he's dropping Thingamajig, and Thingamajig's now got Jokers to worry about. Jokers doing a 102.982 last time around, and Thingamajig doing a 102.6. Where's that pace come from? Suddenly there's a yellow flag up ahead. Oh, it's Cymex. Now I reckon he's got caught out by, and he got hit by his teammate. Oh, that's probably helped him more than anything. So Cymex there in 4th, he was pushing. It's that same corner, isn't it, where they catch the curb, and this one's just, oh no, it's a different kind of crash. It wasn't the barrier this time, it was just the back end of that car. He just waited for a second to let the cars go by, and it just looks like he unghosted right in front of Jokers, unfortunately. And now he's got his hazards on, he's let everyone go through. Well, that's helped Thingamajig out, hasn't he? Because Thingamajig had Jokers sitting right up behind him, and Ragnar's now moved up into 7th place ahead of Jokers, who bumped into the back of his teammates. And it's not his teammate's fault. He unghosted, I think, just at the wrong time for Jokers. And Jokers has got it all to do to try and catch up Ragnar. We've still got 3 minutes, over 3 minutes left of this race, so it's not all over for Jokers. There's IR Graham, absolutely pulverising the field, flying around. Oh, he's left it out wide, but he's survived. Shiren there in 2nd place, trying to keep up with him, a 102.2 last time around for Shiren. So a gallant battle from the Russian Rivixter. Brilliant podium place. Is he feeling dizzy? In the Sunday Cup, Rivixter up into 3rd place, iBunting in 4th, Guesty chasing down iBunting, a 102.2 from Guesty last time around, iBunting a 102.4, so it's only tenths that Guesty's catching him, but Guesty is catching him, with Thingamajig there in 6th place, and he's got Ragnar behind him in 7th, ahead of Jokers. It's all the Team 13 guys at the back, but no fault of their own. Jokers, Cymex having a small coming together, and IR Graham then flying away in the distance of 102.1. He seems like he's easing off as he comes to the end. He's on lap 8 at the moment. Shiren, whoa, he's hanging it out loud around that corner. Crazy stuff. Rivixter a 102.1 last time around from Rivixter. Rivixter really pushing hard now. Shiren a 102.2. So it's only tenths that Rivixter's faster, but he's looking closer. iBunting also coming along for the ride, a 102.3. Immense pace from these guys here. Guesty a 102.4. He's also trying to get in on that battle. They're all quite touchable to each other. 1.5 minutes left of racing. There's Thingamajig, a 103.7 last time round from him. Ragnar 102.4. So if Thingamajig's not careful, where's Ragnar's pace suddenly come from as well? Ragnar in the final race finding some 102. I think before that he was just doing 104s. So Ragnar finding some pace, a 103.2 for Thingamajig. Guesty now a 102.1. He's really pushing, a 101.8 from iBunting. Rivixter a 102.7. He's gone out wide. This is all iBunting needs, and here he is. He's caught him up, and he's up through to 3rd, onto the podium for iBunting. We're into the last minute of racing. Oh no, we're not. We're on. The next lap's the last lap. Sorry, I keep looking down at that time. I've got to really. I won't have to write on my hand or something. Laps. And there comes IR Graham to start the final lap. He's got the fastest lap of the race. He's just got it again, a 101.641. Shiren there in 2nd place, a 102.575 from him for the final lap. iBunting there, we saw getting up into 3rd, a 101.963 from iBunting. Rivixter in 4th place, a 106.052 from him last time around. Saw him having a bit of an off, and Guesty is fastly approaching Rivixter. Can Rivixter maintain that 4th place through this lap? Guesty in 5th with Thingamajig in 6th place. He was under pressure from Ragnar. Ragnar's there, a 103.2 last time around for Thingamajig. Ragnar a 102.8, so Ragnar really pushing. Jokers there, but we're going to go back here because the leader is coming across the final corner to take his 3rd win of the evening. IR Graham, we bow to your greatness. Shiren then getting a 2nd spot there on the podium, and iBunting 3rd. Take a boo, my son. Rivixter grabbing 4th in the end, ahead of Guesty in 5th. Thingamajig managing 6th. Not quite on the pace tonight. Ragnar in 7th. Jokers coming around there in 8th place for Team 13. And then we'll pause it. There. Excuse me. So there we go. IR Graham. IR Graham. How do you do what you do? What you do is voodoo. Is what you do. got a real dry, dusty bit in my throat halfway through that. It was a real fight to go through if I sounded a bit weird. Sorry, I had to battle through. Shiren then up into second. Well, Shiren finishing in second place on the podium for Team 13. Brilliant stuff for the Russian sensation. Bunting. Cracking race for Bunting. Cracking set of races. Catching up in race 1. In the thick of it for race 2. And then race 3. Grabbing himself a podium. I think he got a podium in the second race as well, didn't he? Just off Jokus, right near the end. So, a lovely pair of podiums for Bunting. Cracking stuff. Getting some regulars in the Sunday Cup now. It's nice. It's nice to see these guys around. Rivixter, another regular. Cracking few races for him this evening. I think he got a 4th in the first one, didn't he? A 4th in this last one. I know he didn't do well in the second one, but you know, you can't complain at those results. Guesty is absolutely on fire. He's on the raggedy edge though. He's up and he's down. It's like what Pink said, you're up and you're down, you're in and you're out. Or was that Taylor Swift? I never know. Some generic female pop star sang about you're up and then you're down. But Guesty there, he's absolutely flaming. Sunday Cup, he is on fire. So long may it rain, Guesty. Fantastic stuff. 6 for Thingamajig. I've got to say I'm disappointed with him, but I suppose he wasn't last in every race, and he didn't have the pace today. He just wasn't. The best he could do is a 102.6. So I think what's happened there is someone has spent more time doing their livery than they've actually done testing and setting up for the race. So it's style over substance there, I'm afraid, for Thingamajig. Go to the back of the class. Ragnar, in the first 2 races, he looked shaky, wasn't getting comfortable with the car, but as we can see in his pace there, 103s, 102s, he was finding his feet by the 3rd race. So Ragnar making amends in the last race in 7th place. Jokus again, he's an absolute blistering pace in the Sunday Cup. Jokus has come tearing through the Sunday Cup with the tune-in, coming out looking great. 8th today, but he's been up there fighting for podiums today. So Jokus in 8th, and Cymex, he's been up there fighting podiums, but had an unfortunate incident, lost the car and dropped down to the back. So 9th place for Cymex. Thank you for joining us for the Sunday Cup. Come again if you want to get involved. It's an open lobby for the Sunday Cup. You've seen what it's about, and if you want to get involved, get into our Discord by going to our website www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, and then you can get through to our Discord by clicking on the big button that says join our community, and the Sunday Cup's there. You don't even have to put your name down, but you do have to register as a driver to the VRC and get a number, and then that's it. Happy days. You can write it in the little sign up bit that you want to take part, or just turn up. It's totally up to you. So let Cymex, I'll tell you who I am. I was your commentator and broadcaster, Lou Sass, and I will catch you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. There you go. There goes Cymex crossing the line. Brilliant. Bye.